Hello, Home Slices. It's Kiara with Home Slice Adulting coming to you with another installment of my driving home vlog series. Thank you for clicking on this video. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with somebody who you think will enjoy it. Now, for those of you who are familiar with my channel, the driving home vlog series is something that I like to do at the end of the week on a Friday because there's no better feeling than getting off of work on a Friday knowing that you don't have to go back the next day. It's just one of the greatest feelings for those of us who are working individuals. Now, some of you may be wondering, if you do this on a Friday, why are you doing it on a Wednesday this week? And it is because I am taking vacation. And because my Friday this week will not be a normal Friday because I will be on vacation, I figured that I would come to you all on a Wednesday with my driving home series. So we're going to talk about two things today. First off, we're going to talk about this vacation that I'm going on. And then the other part of that, the other thing that we're going to talk about is a little bit of a nostalgic topic. And we'll get to that when it's time. So for right now, let's talk about this vacation. So I don't know what it is about 2019. Typically, my boyfriend and I take maybe 2 vacations a year. Usually, one of those vacations is centered around visiting family. So going back to the places that we grew up, spending time with family, maybe doing 1 or 2 things, like 1 or 2 fun things, going out to eat, going to see a movie, something like that. Or just, spending time with family, playing games, hanging out, just being among familiar faces. And that's something that you miss when you grow up and you begin to move away from your home, whether that's for college or, for your career, or in my case, graduate school, and you're not around your family anymore. There's something special about just spending quality time with your family. So you don't always have to do anything, but yeah, just being in the company of your family is something that helps to ground you, and something that, is actually enjoyable if you have great family like I do. But anyways, so we usually take 2 vacations a year. One of them is usually to visit family, and the other one is like unrelated. Like we go someplace cool, maybe a cruise, maybe we get away for a week or whatever. Like one year we went to Nashville, just to go to Nashville. Like we found a cheap place to stay. Did we rent a car? We found a cheap place to stay. We rented a car, and we just drove to Nashville. It was close enough to drive. One of our friends had just moved there for pharmacy school, so we got to spend some time with him, and we just had a good time in Nashville, eating barbecue, hanging out. We saw Corinne Bailey Rae in concert, so you get the gist. Overall, there's usually 2 vacations that we take during the year. So there's something about 2019 where the vacations this year are like less exciting. Like, so the 2 vacations that I have taken this year are both going to be, one of them was back Memorial Day weekend. My sister is getting married, and so they had like this Memorial weekend long, number of days dedicated to her engagement celebration. And so there was a trip on a river cruise, and then there was going out to a bar, and then there was like a reception at a hotel, and there was, what else did we do? There was brunch, and like it was like a weekend long thing. And I love my family, so I had a good time doing that. But it was also in Ohio. Y'all, no offense to people in Ohio, but it's not like a super exciting place. Just, from the impression that I got from being there for a weekend or whatever. So, but that aside, the upcoming vacation that we're going on this weekend is to Montana. Great Falls, Montana. You don't know where that is? Me neither. But it's like a 10-hour drive from where we live. And and we're going for my boyfriend's niece's christening. And the only thing that is getting me even mildly excited about this trip is, of course, getting to see, you know, Calvin's niece, my boyfriend's niece, of course. But the other thing that is, you know, on a very short list of things that are getting me excited about this trip is that they have a Fuddruckers, y'all. They have Fuddruckers. I have not been to Fuddruckers in years, and I'm going there for the nostalgia. I remember going to Fuddruckers as a child multiple times, and one of the things that I remember distinctly was for the cookies. Did they have like a free cookies for kids or something? I don't know. I don't remember what was going on, but I remember their cookies being good. So I'm going for pure nostalgia to go to Fuddruckers. So that's going to be cool. I don't remember if Fuddruckers has good burgers or anything. I don't know none of that. I don't recall any of that. So I'm excited to go to Fuddruckers. But y'all, Great Falls, Montana is kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's an hour and a half away from the state capital, Helena. And yeah, we're gonna have to look hard to try to find fun things to do, okay? Because I took off work to come to this christening. We're gonna spend time with the baby. We're gonna spend time with Calvin's brother. But I would also like to do like one fun thing, at least one fun thing, since I took off work. But anyway, so this has been like the year of going to places that nobody goes to for vacation. Who goes to Ohio and Montana for vacations? But anyway, so that's that for the vacation talk. So the second topic that I wanted to talk to y'all about was about nostalgia. And y'all, now that I am not in school, well, you know, it's summertime, so school is out, and I have a little bit more time, well, a lot more time, you know, let's face it. Now that I have a lot more time, I have been watching and rewatching series on Hulu. And Hulu has some of like the classic Nickelodeon shows. They have Rugrats, they have Doug, but the one that I started watching again was Hey Arnold. Because I remember enjoying Hey Arnold as a kid. So I was rewatching it, and me and my boyfriend have been rewatching it because, you know, whenever we sit down for dinner or whatever, we usually put on the TV, and Hey Arnold is just something we can like just casually watch without having to be fully engaged. So there was an episode, y'all, the adults in Hey Arnold were trash, okay? I don't know if any of you all remember Hey Arnold, but there's an episode where, one of the more memorable episodes, because I remember exactly what happened in it for whatever reason, they were looking for a place to play baseball because all the older kids would take the park, or like the park would be closed after a certain time, and so they found like this vacant lot that was trashed, and had like old tires and a bunch of trash and junk in it or whatever, and so they cleaned it out and turned it into their baseball field, and they called it Gerald Field. And they come back the next day, just, you know, planning to be excited because they had cleaned up the whole place, removed all of the debris, all that stuff, and turned it into their baseball field, and, you know, and made it a place for them. After they go home, the adults see, oh, I never noticed how beautiful this lot was. They see that it's a baseball diamond, but the next day Arnold comes outside and all the adults have turned this into like a community space where they're playing checkers. The short guy that boards at their house, the one who is in demolition, I can't think of his name, he started planting tomatoes, and it's like, did he transplant his tomatoes because they were full homegrown tomatoes overnight, apparently. The black guy who was the mailman brought his free-range chickens. And it's like, how dare y'all steal our baseball field that we worked so hard to clean up? And so the kids turned over a dumpster into the lot, and said, if y'all want to take this lot, y'all take it the way we found it when it was trashed. Like, we cleaned it up and you all came and took it from us. Like, the adults were trashed. And then there was an episode where Arnold lost his hat. And if y'all don't know, Arnold has like a tiny hat on his big head, and it was given to him by his parents when he was a baby. And so he always wears it because, you know, he doesn't know where his parents are. But anyways, there's an episode where the wind blows his hat off and he can't find it. And he's walking down the street and he passes like a number of the adults. And one of the adults is like, did you get sick? And it's like, how dare you? He doesn't have his hat, which is something that they normally see him with. And then they're like, oh, did you get sick? And then one of the other ones is like, oh, did you lose a fight with a lawnmower? And it's like, these adults are trash. How do you just insult this kid that you see every day walking down the street? But the funniest thing that I saw that made me laugh over and over again, I kept rewinding it on Hey Arnold. There's an ice cream man. And apparently they were having a hot girl summer. They were having the hottest summer, like a record-breaking heat during this particular summer, right? And so, Hey Arnold actually kind of touches on some real stuff or whatever. And during this super hot summer, there was a brownout, which I recently found out what that was. So there was a brownout, so the air conditioning wasn't working. There was a fire that happened, so they couldn't even use like the fire hydrant. You know how you see like kids playing in a fire hydrant during hot summers or whatever? The fire hydrant wasn't working because firefighters had to fight a fire with all the water. So these kids are like hot and they're miserable, and when you hot and miserable, you get angry and crime goes up and all that kind of stuff. So the ice cream man started gouging prices and charging like $20 for an ice cream cone, which is a real life thing. When people, like, when the demand goes up, you know, the price goes up. And so he was demanding like $18 for a snow cone. And so Eugene, the kid that was always getting hurt, Eugene walked up to him and wanted to buy some ice cream. And all the kids were angry because the prices were things that they could not afford. And Eugene says, I'd like a snow cone. And the ice cream man, who is an adult, says $18. Eugene takes money out of his pocket and shows him, well, what can I get for 70 cents? The ice cream man laughs in his face. This is exactly how it goes. Eugene asks, well, what can I get for 70 cents? The ice cream man says, nothing. Y'all, that was so funny to me. The adults in Hey Arnold are complete garbage. They are all trash, okay? Except, like, you know, grandpa and grandma are pretty good. They be teaching them life lessons and whatnot. But the other adults in the town, the one guy who is like a freeloader on his wife, he was trash. He was so trash. Like, it's so weird because, like, you know how art imitates life? As a kid, you realize that there are things that adults teach you to do that they don't do themselves. And it's just trash. Like the adults in that show are trash. So if you have Hulu and if you are interested in walking down memory lane, see, I was always more into Nickelodeon than I was into Cartoon Network. And so Nickelodeon shows hold a special place in my heart. There's one show that I should probably try to find online that I really enjoyed. What was the name of that show? If any of you know the name of the show, put it down in the comments. It was a show that had multiple skits in it, and it was a cartoon hosted by a brother and sister. The sister's name was June, but I can't remember the brother's name. And they were the hosts of this cartoon show that had multiple skits. One of the skits was called Spider and Fly. The other one was like Bob and Prometheus. Another one was where there were like superheroes, and one of the superheroes' powers was melting. Somebody's superpower was being naked. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but I really enjoyed that as a child. So I'm just going down memory lane. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. That's my vacation thing. Another part of my vacation is going to be putting the finishing touches on my business. Again, I'm not 100% ready for it to completely roll out. I am still working on the design of the website. I'm still working on, curating my products and putting all of that together. I have a business bank account now. I have registered in all the different states. I have, done all my registrations and gotten all my appropriate business licenses and all that jazz. I'm good. Like, I am good to go. The last couple of things on the list is, developing my products, testing them out, getting family and friends to test my user experience on my website, and just, taking that feedback and incorporating it. And then it'll be fully ready to roll out. And I am excited about that. I'm super excited. Yeah, that's what's going on with me this upcoming week. And of course, I'm giving you this episode a little bit early, again, because I'm going on vacation. I plan to post a video later this week with my boyfriend and I talking about how our lives are different, and things that we miss about living in the South, and how we've adjusted to living up here. Because earlier this month, I think it was July 16th, made a year since we have moved up here to Seattle. So if you're interested in watching that, be on the lookout for that, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can know when that video has been posted. But thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and peace out on Slices.